All right, everybody. Welcome to the night one call of Hypnotic Big Brother Season 6 Saloon Showdown and our first fans versus favorites season. So lovely to see you all on this call. So we have a couple things to go over tonight, just like some general game rules that everyone should be aware of. But before we get into that, I will say what I say every season, and that is thank you all for playing our little game here. And thank you to some of our favorites coming back to play this game a second time for some reason. I don't know why you did that, but like we're thankful that it's even the favorites don't know. But we're very thankful that you all are here. So before we get into the fun stuff, we unfortunately have to go over some of the rules and all that. All these rules will be posted in the announcements chat for you guys to look over. So let's go over some general stuff first. So in this game, there are going to be three main Discord chats that you will be aware of. The house chat, which is the chat everyone's already been talking in. You guys can do whatever you want in there, talk between each other, yada, yada, yada. There is the announcements chat, which as of now, you guys shouldn't be able to message anything in there. But that is where all like the updates and Zoom links and announcements and like comp results will be posted to that chat, so please keep updated on that as the game goes on. And there's also your prod chat, where you guys will send in your votes to evict, you'll take place in competitions, and I'll say this now, please use your prod chats to rant to us about the game. Tell us like what you're thinking. We want to know. We want to get all the tea and all that. There we go. We also have a little section here about how Big Brother works. I'm going to skip over that because I'm just going to assume most of us already know how that works. Let's go over our code of conduct here, because although this is a game and we all want to have some fun, there are important matters that we all need to go over first and make sure we all understand. So first of all, any and all instances of any bullying, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, or any other discriminatory actions will not be allowed in any capacity in this game. Just please keep things within the game. Don't let things get personal, and we shouldn't have any problems there.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. I feel like we say that every season, and it still stands true. In regard to that, we will be posting a pronouns chart at some point tonight, so please just keep a look at that, and please respect those pronouns of everyone. As a friendly reminder, we as production are people at two, so there's a chance we will make a mistake or bring something into the game that you just don't really like. We still ask that you respect us as both production members and as people, please.
Again, don't be a dick.
Thank you. Okay, absolutely no cheating will be tolerated in this game. This involves, but is not limited to, discussing the results of a competition before the competition ends. We'll get into that a little bit more later. Talking with house guests that are evicted about game-related matters, and receiving information from the viewing lounge that you all were removed from about the game, because they might have more information than you do, and that is, on purpose. So please don't do that, please. You are not allowed to screenshot or forward any messages given by a house guest in your one-on-ones to another house guest in their 101 or an alliance chat. However, if someone says something funny or something you just want us to see because you think we'd like it, share it with us in your pod chat. That's totally allowed. And like I said before, we love seeing the tea.
And you can copy and paste, because we cannot prove whether or not you've copy and pasted something versus whether you forwarded it, and we can see that you forwarded it.
Yeah, so that too. Okay, as far as prod guests, you are allowed 2 guests in your prod chat. Each of these guests are only allowed to be in one prod chat, so we can't have any prod chat overlap. So just ask us in your prod chat, and we will add them for you if they are free. We also have, I think, some people in the Spectator Lounge who have asked to join some chats, so we might reach out to you and be like, hey, this person wants to join, so there's that as well.
But you guys get preference first, so if someone asks to be in your prod chat and you are like, hey, I actually already promised these 2 people whatever.
Or if you just don't want someone in your prod chat.
Someone in there, please let us know. You guys get preference there.
Right. Does everyone have their player roles at this point?
I think Jacob just gave them.
Okay, so as of now, everyone should have access to all one-on-one chats and the VCs for those one-on-one chats. So these chats include 2 players in the chat, as well as all members of production, which, by the way, I haven't introduced everyone. I'm Alex, this is Heather, that's Jacob, and that's Liz, and we're your prod team for this season. So we'll be in all of those chats. If you would like to make an alliance chat, that being a chat with 3 or more players, we're just going to ask that you @ a member of production in one of your chats, and we'll get around to making that as soon as we can. Please be patient with that. We might be busy with our own lives before we can get to that. And you can also @ us if you want to change the name of your one-on-one and give us like a duo name or something like that. VLDRs are allowed in this game, so viewing lounge diary rooms. So if you have anything that you want the people in the Spectator Lounge to know, you can just type out in your prod chat with VLDR and act like you're in the diary room and you got, stuff to say. If there's any issues within the game or any personal issues that you think that we should be aware of, please feel free to message us. We will gladly take any concern, no matter how big or small, as seriously as needed. So don't hesitate to message us about any of that.
Before we get on to the next section, also with any of the one-on-one chats or the voice chats, please let us know if you are missing a chat or if you are in a chat that you probably shouldn't be, like if it's someone else's name. As we are human, we make mistakes, and saying that I did the stuff, I will worry that I did something wrong there. So please, if you're missing something, if you are needing anything, just let us know.
Yeah. Or if you have access to something you shouldn't have access to, please let us know.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to the challenges and the competitions in the game. So as everyone knows, each week will consist of a head of household competition and a veto competition. These competitions will be one of 3 formats. They may be a live competition, so everyone will agree on a time in a poll, vote on the time that works for everyone, and whatever time has the most people work for it, we will hold the competition then. And it will take place live over Zoom like we're doing right now. So that's the first one. Second one is semi-live competitions. So all those who are participating in a competition will schedule a time with a member of production, and they will do their competition in a private call or private chat, something like that. There might also be submission-based competitions where scheduling time isn't required, but you'll send stuff in within a certain time frame, something like that. We'll make it clear once those are announced. And the third one is 24-hour competitions. So competitions that take place over the course of 24 hours and will be ongoing during that time period, will not end until the 24-hour time period is over. I will say this now. For semi-live competitions where you have to schedule a time, please schedule a time for those competitions as soon as possible. Just reach out to us and be like, hi, I am available at this time. Can we do it then? And we will get to you then. And please also don't give us, hey, I can go whenever, because that tells us nothing. Just give us a time. It will be much easier for all of us. Okay, so once competition happens, the results will be announced along with the winner publicly to the house following the completion of the competition. Like I mentioned before, please do not talk with other house guests about the competition or how you think you did. You can say stuff like, oh, I think I did good, or I think I flopped that, but you can't say, I got this score, or even worse, this is what the competition is, and if any of that happens, we will take action against that. If you are unable to compete in a competition, either it's a live comp you can't make or semi-live comp during a time where you're just insanely busy, you will not be penalized for not being able to participate, but please let us know that that is the case. If you can't compete and you don't let us know ahead of time, then you will receive a strike, and we'll go over that in a little bit. After results are posted, like I said, we'll have a winner. If there's any discrepancies, you think we messed up on something, please let us know, and we'll solve the issue as quickly as we can. Okay, now on to the evictions. So each round will end with the eviction of a house guest from the game. Attendance for evictions aren't required, but are not required, but they are highly recommended, especially because we may have some live head of household competitions after evictions. If you are not able to attend an eviction, then you'll be required to send in a vote ahead of time. So everyone will send their votes, we'll confirm, and then we'll read out who is voted out. If you are evicted, then here's what will happen. You will be removed from the house chat and announcements chat. Like I said before, you are not allowed to talk to any people still in the game about game-related matters. Obviously, if you guys are friends outside, you can still, talk to each other, but you can't be like, this is what's happening still in the game. If you are evicted prior to the start of the jury, you'll be added to a pre-jury chat where you and the rest of the pre-jurors will be given updates about the game as it progresses. You will not be added back into the spectator lounge, since there may be a situation where a jury member has to leave the jury in some way. And in that case, we would pull in the highest placing pre-juror to fill their place. And yes, that has happened before, so that's why that happens. If you're evicted during the jury phase, you'll be added to a jury chat where you guys can talk about the game, talk about the people still left in the game and who you might want to vote for, all that fun stuff. There's a section in the rules about finale night. That's a ways away, so I'm going to skip over that. Couple other things that don't fall into any of those categories we said before. Like we said, attendance is highly recommended but not required. If you're not able to attend a ceremony, we just ask that you do a couple things. So, like I said, if you can't come to an eviction ceremony, send in your vote to evict. Or if you're a nominee, send in a final plea and speech if you're evicted. If you can't come to a nomination ceremony, then what we would like you to do, if you are, assuming you are not the head of household, is to send in a list of 3 people in order that you would like to pick for the veto competition in the event that you get house guest choice. We'll go over this more once the first nomination ceremony happens, but we'll reiterate that later.
And if you don't send one week that it pops up, we will use a previous round or week's list. So as long as you at least send one list of the 3 people, you could be set for at least 3 rounds kind of thing. Obviously if all of those players are evicted, that's a different story. Yeah. But we will go back and do that. If we have nothing, we have had to go to a wheel before. So please.
I think we just don't allow them house guest choice.
Yeah, no, we just didn't allow.
Yeah, so yeah, we have had happen where a player who was nominated got selected for house guest choice. We were not able to reach them. They did not send a list for house guest choice, and then just
gave it up.
Yep. Some competition times as well as ceremony times will be determined based on when the most people are available. We'll send out a poll 24 hours before each ceremony where everyone just checks off the times that they're available. If it's a live competition and you're not able to make it, let us know. We'll do our best to accommodate so you can still participate. Like we said, for semi-live comps, you're responsible for scheduling those on your own. Now for the strikes. because unfortunately that is a thing that happens in these games. So if a player is caught breaking the rules or doesn't follow the guidelines of the game, they will be given a number of strikes, depending on how severe what they did was. If a player receives 3 strikes, they'll be expelled from the game. Please don't make us do this. We've never had to do this before, and we would like to not start now. Some things that could result in a player receiving a strike or multiple strikes: failing to let production know if they can't compete, failing to send in a vote to evict, failing to send in trust rankings by the end of the week. Forgot to mention that earlier. That is required each week, and we'll go over that later in the week. Any discussion of scores during a semi-live competition, sending screenshots or quoting conversations, and perhaps the most drastic, receiving game information from the spectator lounge that compromises the integrity of the game. In that event, you will immediately get removed from the game. You may also receive a strike for any discriminatory language or actions, like we said before. We also have a section here about what happens in the event a player has to leave the game in a form other than getting voted out. But we will skip over that because there's no need to worry about that until it actually happens.
Or quit or expulsion.
Yeah, because we know that comes up, and it's good to have things planned for if that does happen. Okay, so that is all for the rules of the game. So let me think. Okay, so we really only have 2 more things for you tonight. First one, your first HOH competition is a semi-live competition. We will give you 24 hours to do it, a little over 24 hours. We'll give you guys until 10 p.m. tomorrow night to do this competition. So, like I said before, please reach out to us in your prod chat about a time that you are available in the next 24 hours to do this competition, and we will work that out with you if we are available. And the second thing is the first twist of the season, which will be revealed later. We'll wait until after the first HOH is crowned. But just keep in mind, something may happen. Anyway, that's all for the night 1 call. That is all we have for you guys. I'm very excited to see how the season shapes out. And with that, we'll leave the Zoom open for people to hang around if they want to. But that's all we have for you tonight.
So we may kick out if somebody wants to do their competition.
That's true.
But we will see. Anyway, yeah.
Good night, house guests.
So long, folks.